national brand leader of Indian real estate this fiscal year. Each time by the end of the fiscal year, we are confronted with this question. Since Track2Realty BrandXReport has established itself as the benchmark of brand ranking of Indian real estate, every time developers approach us in advance, many of them put forward their credentials. They wish to be see themselves higher in the brand ranking. This year is different. The reason why this year is different is that almost all the listed and leading brands are witness to their best ever performance. Their sales figures are all-time high. Many of them have also established their footprints into some other markets and new geographies. Isn't it more challenging to rate and rank the real estate companies at a time when most of the leading brands are neck and neck in terms of their fiscal performance? In the first 9 months of this fiscal year, the overall sales graph has gone up to 71,766 crores. This year, probably, this fiscal year, the overall accumulated sales figure will be 1 lakh crore. That would be the first time in the history of Indian real estate when this kind of sales figure will be achieved. Most of the listed and leading players are closer to their best ever performance. And when I say best ever performance, I mean best ever fiscal performance. How to differentiate them? How to make sure that we get to the bottom of the fact and find out the best possible brand which has been up to the mark in terms of its consumer confidence index. Yes, consumer confidence index is the key. While most of the brands have established themselves in terms of higher sales and new geographies, we also have to factor in whether in a market where non-branded developers are being phased out, are they getting advantage of this, or they are growing because more and more consumers are trusting over their brands. So for us, the key would be consumer confidence index. Barring a few exceptions, and I would say clearly that in terms of sales performance, Godrej Properties have a decent track record. They are among the 2-3 best performers, but their consumer dissatisfaction score is increasing. They have a number of complaints from right from Noida, Greater Noida to Pune market. And if we take it as an exception, then most other brands are doing pretty well. In fact, some of the new brands are also knocking the doors of national brand leadership to be in the top 10. For example, Adani Realty. And when I say Adani Realty, I am not saying Adani Realty because of just Dharavi redevelopment project. Their track record has been quite decent this fiscal year. But whatever we discuss as of now is statistics. Statistics that who had performed how in terms of fiscal performance. Our survey has just started. We have to find out which are the developers who have been lived up to the expectation of consumers, who are growing because of the consumer satisfaction score and not by default that other competing brands are not doing well. It would be very interesting in a market where most of the developers will come forward with the claim that we have done extraordinarily well. They may not emerge as the national brand leader, and the national brand leader would be the one which has fulfilled its promise into performance. Will Prestige once again emerge as the national brand leader? Will there be a new national brand leader? Among the top players, Prestige has done quite well, Brigade has done quite well, DLF has done quite well, Puravankara is a giant player, they are the dark horse as a matter of fact. Will these players create a new brand dynamics in the Indian real estate? These are the early days. But what I can say at this point of time, that it's not the brand, it's not the brand's fiscal performance, but it's the consumers who are going to define the new national brand leadership of Indian real estate.